Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Any question about the last lecture? Any question about the last lecture? Any question about the last lecture? Yes, what's the question? I'm waiting for the question. We have TPS, MIS, DSS, and ES, the expert system. There are four main types, and there is a specialized type which is neural networks based systems. In this way, it becomes five, but commonly we have four types from commercial point of view, and robotics is the neural network based information system. What OAD stands for? Expert system is the knowledge management system. What is OAD? What is OAD? Office information system. It is under the MIS, and there is ERP systems. What is ERP? Al Walid Khalid. What is an ERP system? Said Umar, Shihab Muhammad, Fahad Saeed, Mashal Muhammad, Wail Mazen, Yazid Mashal. ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning System. Enterprise Resource Planning System. It's a collection of, or we can say, ERP system is a collection of, or ERP is used to automate the business processes of the company. ERP is used to automate the business processes of the company, and it's a collection of integrated systems. And it's a collection of integrated systems. An ideal ERP should have TPS, MIS, ESS, and ES. This is an ideal ERP system for top management, for middle management, and for lower management. There is a company in America, its name is Conoco. It's the largest oil refinery company in the world, and Aramco is the sister company of Conoco. Conoco is using an ERP system that contains 75 applications, 75 integrated applications for top management, middle management, and lower management. For all over the world, they have offices. So, for top management, middle management, and lower management, and the commercial ERP systems are SAP, Oracle, Finance, and Microsoft Dynamics. SAP, people pronounce it SAP, which is wrong. It is SAP. Like we have a technique to gather requirements, its name is JAD. People call it JAD, which is wrong, which is slang. Technically, it's JAD. Similarly, this is SAP, not SAP. SAP is a German company and it was established in 1972, and it is the most widely used ERP system in the world and the most expensive. Then Oracle Finance has the market, and then Microsoft Dynamics has the market. Microsoft Dynamics is the cheapest one. So, for example, attendance system is integrated with payroll system. Otherwise, like KAU has 140 plus departments, so every department will send the attendance report to the payroll manually to calculate the salary. But in ERP system, automatically the attendance system is integrated with the payroll. You don't need to send manual attendance report to calculate the salary, that how many absents, how many presents, how many leaves. Another example of ERP is Upshur, in which your family status, your vehicles, insurance, driving license, visa information, your sponsor information, everything is there. Health status, financial status, same like Upshur in Saudi Arabia, we have NADRA in Pakistan, National Database and Registration Authority, NADRA. NADRA is like Upshur, so ID card, passport, custom, tax, all informations, all systems are integrated. So you enter information in one, accessible to all, and vice versa. Is it clear to Bashal? Today's topic is types of. You are always welcome, Mr. Mashal. Types of maintenance, or we can discuss them in another lecture. Let us go to the replacement. Replace SDLC is a traditional procedure in a company to develop, maintain, and replace. What is technical word of replacement? So what is the technical word we use instead of replacement? Change is generic, so we don't use the word changing the system. Al-Walid Khalid, Yazid Mashal. What is the technical word that is used to that is used the synonym, alternative, substitute of replacement? Yazid Mashal, Wael Mazen, Fahad Said, Shihab Muhammad. We use the word re-engineering. We use the word re-engineering, not switching. Technically, we use the word re-engineering, that we re-engineer the system. Yes, we use update as well, but it's not update, it's upgrade. Re-engineer. We have software engineering and we have software re-engineering and software re-engineering. What is the difference between software engineering and software re-engineering? While Mazen, Shihab Muhammad, Said Umar, Mashal, Rian Abdul Halim, anybody. Now it's open. Yes, software engineering is applied when we develop a system first time from scratch, and software re-engineering is applied when you redevelop a system. Redevelopment of a system is called re-engineering. Is called re-engineering. So replacement, we use word re-engineer. So SDLC is used to develop it first time, to maintain it, and to re-engineer it. So it's a continuous process. SDLC is always there in the life of a system. So that is the concept of methodology and SDLC. So software engineering has three layers. We have methodology, first layer, technique, the second layer, tools is the third layer. So it's a layered approach, and I cover the first layer methodology. We have different type of methodologies: waterfall, spiral, rad, evolutionary, agile. Now I'm moving to the second layer. So programmers use processes to define frameworks, to implement techniques and tools. So let's move to the second layer. What is a technique? How to define technique? Al Walid Khalid, Jazid Mashal. Technique use tools to create a methodology. No. Mashal Muhammad, Shihab Muhammad. The way to do a task, that is very close. Said Umar, anybody open? Technique, a technique is a method to complete a specific phase. Yes, sometimes we say strategy. Specific phase of SDLC. Technique is a method to complete a specific phase of SDLC. So for each phase of SDLC, we have techniques for planning phase, analysis phase, design phase, implementation phase. Let's go for planning phase. Name of any technique that we use during the planning phase. Ryan Abdul Halim, Razid Bashal, Mashal Muhammad, Wael Mazen, Shihab Muhammad, Al Walid Khalid. Open. Anyone can answer. We have cost estimation techniques. Cost estimation techniques. Yes. Schedule estimation techniques. Size estimation techniques. Effort estimation. Team size estimation. So these are line of the size is there, schedule is there, cost is there, effort is there, team size is there. This is what we need at the planning phase before starting the project to go to the customer and for internal preparation for the project. Let's go for name, ism of these techniques. These all you will cover in a course in the track course of software engineering, which is CPIT 456. CPIT 456. A risk estimation techniques that we also do during the planning level. So cost estimation, we have line of code technique, function point technique. So I'm talking the names of the techniques. Kokomo 1 and Kokomo 2. Kokomo 1 and Kokomo 2 is introduced by Barry Boehm, who is very popular for the introduction of spiral model. You already studied spiral model in 250 system analysis and design course. In Agile, you have story point technique. Kokomo 1 is for structured estimations and Kokomo 2 is for object-related estimations. These are these are the techniques that we use for cost estimation, schedule estimation, size estimation, effort estimation, team size estimation. These are the name of techniques. Line of code, technique, function point, Kokomo 1, Kokomo 2, story point. Then you have schedule displaying technique. To display the schedule, you calculate the schedule, that how much time you need to complete the project. Then you need to display the schedule to the customer. Anybody has idea about schedule displaying technique? While Mazen, Shahab Muhammad, Mrs. Shahab, are you present? Yes, but you are not responding to my questions. Bandar Mamdu, welcome. Why you are so late? Welcome question. Okay, sorry. Bandar Mamdu, welcome question. Schedule displaying technique. Schedule displaying technique. That is the reason it's welcome question, because you just joined us. We have schedule displaying techniques. I'm asking you the name of any schedule displaying technique. If you know, answer my question. If you don't know, say no. IDK, I don't know, or no. Yazid Mashal, no prob. Yazid Mashal, schedule displaying technique. Fahad, Said, anyone, open. Anyone can answer. We have Gantt chart, Gantt chart. We have PERT chart, PERT chart. In Agile, you have burn down chart. These all are schedule displaying techniques. You already have used Gantt chart in some previous projects. We have PERT chart also. What is PERT? PERT stands for Al Walid Khalid. Gantt chart is bar chart. Its name is Gantt chart. PERT stands for Ryan Abdul Halim. Ryan Abdul Halim. PERT stands for Mashal Muhammad. Al Walid Khalid. open. Anyone. Erp chart was introduced by NASA. Program evaluation and review technique. Program evaluation and review technique. So in Gantt chart, you have horizontal bars to display the schedule for planning phase, for analysis, for design, for implementation. So you have activity name, activity duration, and then there is a calendar like today is 8th of September. You have 1 month for planning phase. So 8th of October, end of planning phase. Then 9th of October, you start the analysis phase, like 2 months for analysis. 9th of December is the end of analysis phase. 10th of December, design phase, 1 month for design or 2 months for design, and then you have the implementation. But in PERT, you have scare boxes like class diagram. And let me show you, I'm not good in drawing. These are scare boxes having 3 compartments, and there are 5 sections. So first box for planning, second box for analysis, third box for design, and fourth box for implementation. Can you see these diagrams that I'm using? Okay, great. Yes, because I shared them, though my drawing is not good, but I just trying to show you. So you connect the planning with analysis and design, and then analysis is connected with the implementation. So you have activity number, activity duration, 2 weeks, for example, activity name, planning, start date, 8th of September, like make it 4 weeks, 4 weeks instead of two, and then 8th of October, activity number, activity duration, 8 weeks, activity name, analysis, start date, 9th of October, 9th of December, activity number, 8 weeks, design, start date, end date, and here you have the implementation. And you have the start date 10th of December, 4, and you have 8 weeks, 8 weeks, and you have 10 of February. So in this way, you have the PERT chart. So PERT chart is better representation of schedule as compared to the Gantt chart, because you can see that planning phase is connected with analysis and design. So analysis phase and design you are doing in parallel, and then you have the implementation phase. So it's a better representation of the schedule as compared to the Gantt chart, where you have just the horizontal bars. That is the reason in software companies they prefer to use PERT chart, but academically Gantt chart is more popular. Is it clear to everyone? Burn down chart I will cover in 456 inshallah. That is the planning phase techniques. And then in risk management, we also have risk estimation technique that you will also cover inshallah in 456 course, CPIT 456. If you take it, I will cover there. So we have risk estimation technique. Now I move to analysis phase. Let me show you if techniques are different methods that facilitate a software engineer to complete a specific phase of SDLC. Like I just discussed, we have line of code, function point, backfiring, Kokomo 1, Kokomo 2, agile budgeting, and for schedule displaying, you have Gantt chart, you have PERT chart, you have burn down chart, you have Kanban, that is also under the agile and lean, risk estimation, probability multiplied by cost impact that you will cover inshallah in 456 course. So that are the planning phase techniques. Any question up to here? Any question up to here? Now I move to analysis phase techniques. Analysis phase techniques. Shihab Muhammad. Analysis phase techniques. Name of any analysis phase techniques. Mashal Muhammad. Wail Mazen. Yazid Mashal. Bandar Mahmdu. Al Walid Khalid, Said Umar, anyone. Now it's open. Any student can answer. No. We have no flowchart is not analysis phase technique. Requirement gathering techniques. Requirements gathering techniques. We have requirement gathering techniques. How many type of requirement gathering techniques we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. While Mazen, Mashal Muhammad, Said Umar, Rian Abdul Halim, Al Walid Khalid. Can you name them? Al Walid Khalid, Ism, name. Survey on-site, taking notes. Okay, now it's open. Anyone can answer. We have we have two types of requirement gathering techniques. We have traditional techniques and we have modern techniques. There are two types, traditional and modern. Under the traditional, how many types are there? One, two, three, four, five, six. While Mazen, Yazid Mashal, Mashal Muhammad, Al Walid Khalid, Fahad Saeed, Bandar Mamdu. We have five types of traditional techniques. Interview, as one of students, Bail Mazen, answered. Questionnaire or survey, questionnaire or survey. Group interview, observation, study system documents. There are five types of traditional requirement gathering techniques. Any question regarding any of these five requirement gathering techniques? You are welcome. Any question regarding the in interview you have any question group interview? No, interview and group interview are not the same. Interview, you interview individual persons at the customer side. from top management, middle management, lower management. But in the group interview, all categories of users are sitting together. If customer has multiple locations, then by using video conferencing, you arrange the group interview. Questionnaire is like survey. We have open-ended questionnaire, we have closed-ended questionnaire. In open-ended, question is there and there is space under that question to have subjective descriptive statements. In closed-ended, you have multiple choice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options are there and customer can select any of the option. So normally we have scale, we call it Likert scale. Likert. Likert scale. 1 to 5. Very low, low, nominal, high, very high. 5 like very low, low, nominal, high, very high. Very good. Yeah. This for for the customer side, the respondent who will fill the question is there and he will select the answer among those 5 options. Like you have multiple choice questions in exams, MCQs. So same like you will ask to the customer side, top management, middle management, lower management, and they will respond. And if data is small like 5,000, 10,000 people, you use scale between 1 to 5. That is standard. If you have data like 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 100,000, then you will scale between 1 to 10. So there are two scales. For small amount of data, you use the scale between 1 to 5, very low to very high. But if data is like 40,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, then you use scale between 1 to 10. That is for questionnaire or survey. And you have open-ended questionnaire and you have closed-ended questionnaire. In open-ended, you have a space after each question and customer can write descriptive statements like your subjective answers. But closed-ended, you have options like MCQs, 5 options or 10 options are there and customer will select one of the options like MCQs. One of the answers you have to select that which answer is the correct one for this question. Any other question? Then you have modern techniques. These are the traditional requirement gathering techniques. In interview, you have planned interview and unplanned interview. And then group interview, then questionnaire, open-ended, closed-ended, observation, and study system documents. Any idea about modern requirement gathering techniques? Wael Mazen, Jazid Mashal, Al Walid Khalid, Bandar Mamdu, Ryan Abdul Halim. Open, anyone can answer. For modern requirement gathering techniques, there are 3. Yes, no, interview, survey, internet survey or survey, physical survey are the same. They are considered under the traditional. We have three modern techniques, modern, three requirement gathering techniques under the modern. We have prototype, AAD, and GSS. It's not JAD, as I just covered at the beginning of the lecture. People pronounce it JAD, which is wrong. It's JAD. What JAD stands for? Fahad Saeed, Shahab Muhammad, Shahab Muhammad. Okay, no problem, Mr. Fahad. Mashal Muhammad, Wail Mazen, Yazid Mashal. Is it correct? What Wail Mazen answered, joint application development. Is it correct? Are you agreed? Anybody is not agreed? Okay, what is JAD, Mr. Avalid? Very good. This is correct one. Joint application design. And GSS? Bandar Mamdu, Al Walid Khalid, Ryan Abdul Halim, Said Umar, Shihab Muhammad, Fahad Saeed. Anyone? Open. GSS, Group Support System. Group Support System. You already covered JAD and GSS in 250. You already covered traditional requirement techniques, gathering techniques in 250. That is the reason I did not discuss them in detail. What is the difference between JAD and GSS? Mashal Muhammad, Wail Mazen, Yazid Mashal, Said Umar, Ryan Abdul Halim, Al Walid Khalid. What is the difference between JAD and GSS? JAD was introduced by IBM in 1979. GSS has the same requirements like JAD. There are 5 requirements to conduct JAD session. We call them session. That it must be conducted at a neutral location like business halls in 5-star or 8-star, 7-star hotels. Every 5-star hotel, 7-star or 8-star hotels, they have business halls like Hilton, Intercontinental, Moving Pick. So JAD should be conducted at a neutral location, not neither customer side nor software company side. So nobody can disturb during this session. First requirement. Second requirement, all key people from both sides must be present, from customer side and software company side. Top management, middle management, lower management, key people. Third requirement, it should not be conducted more than 1 to 2 hours because key people are sitting there. So the work at software company side and work at the customer side, both sides, both sides work, business work is disturbed. So you cannot afford to waste time too much. Then it should not be conducted more than once. It should be conducted once in the life, should not be conducted again and again, once in the life of system development. Fifth requirement, you must have used one of the traditional techniques before conducting JAD session. One of the traditional techniques, interview, questionnaire, observation, study system documents. Because observation you cannot use standalone, you must use it with unplanned interview. So you must have used any of the traditional techniques. Then in JAD, the project manager or the system analyst will show the prototype and ask the participants to comment, to confirm that this is the requirement what software company understands, or this is not the requirement, or it's incomplete requirement. So verification of the requirements are done. But the problem of JAD, there are limitations that your immediate bosses are sitting, and if you say something against your boss, he will not like it. Ego issues. In second world, third world countries, we have ego issues. If we go against our boss, we try to counter him, he will get angry. So after the session, you will go back to your work in your company, and your boss will call you, Tal, and he will ask his secretary to fire, to to write a letter, termination letter, Khruja Nahaya. Thank you very much. Kick out from the company. You insulted me in front of all people. So you will be no more in the company, but maybe system will be developed. So what is the benefit to you? So you will not speak, or you will be hesitant, resistant to speak in front of your immediate bosses. Top bosses are sitting. Another problem, that some people are more talkative, more vocal, more girgir. They speak on everything. Malum, mafi malum. They know or they don't know. So they will lead the session. And some people are shy due to their psychological issues, or they are have some problem that if their English is not good, that if they speak wrong English, people will make fun of them, and they don't want that. They don't want to be what is called embarrassed. So embarrassment, due to embarrassment, they will not speak. So this is not very effective way to verify the requirements or to collect more requirements. Because of that, GSS was introduced to address the limitations of JAD. Like internet cafe or cyber cafe, you have partition, separation, and you have terminal in front of each participant, each person sitting there. When project manager will show the prototype, will display the prototype, there is a projector screen, and each person has a terminal in front of him, and you can very easily counter your boss and counter, you can kill him You can say him you are wrong, and this is not the requirement, this is not, this is the requirement, or this is incomplete requirement. And these comments are anonymous, hidden. Privacy is there. So you are not scared that you are victimized if you try to say your boss wrong, because nobody knows who is typing what. It's anonymous. Only comments are coming. So in this way, shy people will also contribute, and 1 to 2 hours is not enough time that in JAD you ask each person, you speak, you speak. Like I have a lecture. I have 10 students or 11 students in this course. It's easy to ask 10 students. If there is 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 students, I cannot ask to all 100 students in 1 hour, 1 hour, 20 minutes. Or like another course, I have 50 minutes lecture. In 50 minutes, you cannot ask to each person that you comment, you comment, you comment, or you will provide your opinion, you contribute over this topic. So you will have selected people to comment. So in this way, GSS is much effective, and in less time you can have better requirements verification. You can collect more requirements than JAD. Is it clear? You have prototype, JAD, and GSS. In prototype, you have throwaway and evolutionary. After this, you have requirement modeling techniques. Under the analysis phase, requirement modeling techniques. How many types of analysis we have? So automatically, types of requirement modeling techniques will be addressed. How many types of analysis we have? Bandar Mamdu, Rian Abdul Halim, Said Umar, Fahad Said, Wael Mazen. Mr. Fahad, can you name 6 types of analysis? Name for requirements modeling. How many types of analysis? 6 types of analysis. Can you name them, Mr. Fahad Said? Anybody? Open now. We have structured analysis, structured, and we have object-oriented analysis. Structured analysis and object-oriented analysis. What technique we use to model the requirements that will decide it's a structured analysis or it's object-oriented analysis. And it depends on tool that we are using, structured tool or object-oriented tool. So what technique we use to model the Structured analysis. Model the requirements using structured analysis. Mazen. While Mazen. Al-Walid Khalid. Riyan Abdul Halim. Mashal Muhammad. While Mazen Yazid Mashal. Anybody? Open. Waterfall spiral are the name of methodologies, Al-Walid Khalid. Why I'm covering this session? To make you very clear that software engineering is a layered approach. It's a collection of layers. The first layer is the methodology, second layer is the technique, third layer is the tool, and the fourth layer, the output, is the high quality software. So I covered methodology layer, that we have several methodologies: waterfall, spiral, RAD, prototype, agile, XP, Scrum. And now I'm covering techniques. So don't mix them. I'm doing this hectic exercise to make you very clear that what are the methodology layer, what is the methodology layer, what is the technique layer. I'm covering the technique, and I'm covering SDLC phase techniques one by one. So I covered first planning phase techniques. Now I'm covering analysis phase techniques to make you very clear. So waterfall, spiral are methodologies. I'm asking the technique to model the structured requirements. What technique we use in the structured modeling? So we have structured modeling, we have object-oriented modeling under the requirement modeling techniques. For structured modeling, we use data flow diagrams. Structured modeling, we use DFDs, data flow diagrams, context diagram, level 0, level 1, level 2, level 3. How many levels are there in DFDs? Riyan Abdul Halim, Saeed Umar, no problem. Saeed Umar, Bandar Mamdu, Weil Mazen, 3 or beyond. We can go up to 18 levels. We can take down the processes up to level 18. But normally we go up to level 1 or level 2 max in software companies. We don't go further, or we don't break down the processes further. Okay. For object oriented modeling, what technique we use? Shihab Muhammad, Al Walid Khalid. For object oriented modeling, what technique we use? Wael Mazen, Jazid Mashal, Mashal Muhammad, Said Umar. Open. Anyone can answer. We have UML, Unified Modeling Language. Unified Modeling Language to draw use case diagram, class diagram, sequence diagram, state, activity, swim lane transition, component diagram, package diagram, activity diagram, collaboration diagram. So there are so many diagrams are there. These all are used for object-oriented modeling to show the different aspects of the system, different architectural views of the system. And we call them front-end architecture. Then, before I move to the next, you have requirement modeling, DFDs, and the UML for use case, class, sequence, activity, state. Then you have data modeling. Under the analysis, data modeling. How to define data modeling? So data modeling techniques are there, but first we need to understand what is data modeling. Rehan Abdul Halim, Fahad Saeed, Mashar Muhammad, Shahab Muhammad, Bandar Mamdu, Mashal, Yazid Mashal, very good. Data modeling is a collection of concepts, collection of concepts to describe relations. Data modeling is a collection of concepts to describe the relations, to represent the relations between or among data. Sometimes we say describe the relations or or constraints between or among the data. Here we have a concept of schema. How to define schema? Ryan Abdul Halim. Saeed Umar, Yazid Mashal, Wail Mazen, Bandar Mamdu. Okay, open. Anyone can answer. Schema is a logical grouping of database objects such as tables and fields. Schema is a logical grouping of database objects such as tables and fields. Data modeling is used for backend architecture. So we have schema architecture. How many types of schema we have? Schema architecture, or sometimes we call it database architecture, or we call it Spark architecture, ANSI Spark architecture. ANSI Spark architecture, schema architecture, database architecture, ANSI Spark architecture, American National Standard Institute, ANSI Spark Standard Planning and Requirements Committee. This is the committee who introduced schema architecture. Mr. Mashal said many types of schema architecture or database architecture. Al Walid Khalid, are you agreed? Bandar Mamdu, Fahad Saeed, Said Umar. Okay, I will continue inshallah from here. Now you have time before the next lecture to study about that. Any question about today's lecture except the last question I did not answer? Any question about today's lecture? Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you.